Venus is moving into the heart of the sun on the 13th of August, and this is our update video. I've already done more than one video on this, but I want to talk about an element of this Venus meeting with the sun in the sign of Leo, a cycle that began for the whole world in 1987, occurs every 4 years. I want to talk about how this particular one is so potent and powerful for all of us, for an aspect of our lives that needs a deep healing. This is going to help heal something in America, which, by the way, with America, the asteroid America involved in this healing sky that I'm about to show you, and the United States in the middle of its Pluto return. Anything that Venus can provide that could be healing is definitely welcome. And Venus, in this case, can provide a healing direction that takes place over the next 4 years for the US of A, or the word America, therefore probably North America as well. There is an involvement here with Chiron. Chiron in the sky is going to be activating with Venus a deep, profound healing, as well as a little support from another asteroid named Hygeia. So we're going to look at how this looks in our sky. I want you to think about listening for your rising sign. And understand that the cazimi, or Venus joining with the sun from a retrograde motion to die and be born again, from her role as an evening star over the last 9.5 months into the morning star, is something that also has a longer arc than just on the 13th. This is something that you will see unfolding in your life over the next 9.5 months. Think of that as the gestational time, or the egg yolk, and the egg white, or the outer layer, all the way through to 4 years. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. I'm a Western tropical zodiac type astrologer, not sidereal. I'm using the whole sign house system, as are all astrologers on YouTube. That's how we delineate for you. And I want to talk about this Venus cazimi today because I've been really diving deep into this one for myself. And so I'm bringing a little bit more exploration to it for all of us. Also, if you're new to my channel and hit the like button, subscribe. If you want a reading with me, there's a wait list. Check the description box. I'm opening up limited spots this fall. Otherwise, I'm booked through to April. If you want to take a class with me, Sky Reader starting up, be your astrologer, time your best life in September. Though I haven't set the date, probably the 3rd week, 6-week course, and there's a wait list, early bird notice, etc. Get on that wait list. It's a great course. I'll be my 4th time teaching it. And the last thing I'd say is everything you need to know about me is in the description box below. And I'm pitching the Aura app in August. No big deal. It's a great meditation, sound bath, live coaching calls, Spotify for the soul. I'm sort of a brand ambassador since April. And I'm just sharing in the month of August that I love it. And I've been still using it. And if you want to subscribe to get your Chill Pill meditation app for 25% off. It's called Aura, A-U-R-A. And my link gives you a 7-day free trial. If you like it and continue, you get a 25% discount on your subscription. All right, let's get going. No, let me say this. I'm recording on Friday, August 11th. I'm in Canada visiting my sister, and I may be coming down with COVID for the 2nd time. So please bear with me, because I know I don't look sick, but if I sound weird or my brain goes on brain fog, just send me love and don't troll me. Thank you. If I speak too fast, pause the recording. I mean, not pause it, but put it on slow-mo when you're listening. So the Venus story, I'm going to show you the sky. Okay. I just want you to take a peek at it with me. I don't think I'm going to focus all on the sky, but we'll be doing all signs as well. Where did the chart go? See, you see it. I don't. There's 2 stars sitting with Venus, Tanis Borealis and Tanis Australis. You can see them right up here on either side of the Sun-Venus conjunction on August 13th. Now, August 13th is an auspicious day. It's because Venus is in the heart of the sun, merging with the sun, shining her benefic light out through the solar rays to the world. So it's a good day, Saturday, the 13th in my time zone, to meditate, to vision board, to channel Venus, to get theurgic and connect with the energy of this goddess of love and beauty and peace and art and creativity and kindness and friendship and love. And I say money, and all these good things. Why not? This is a very lovely sky for that. These stars are in the constellation of Leo, and they're very powerful, divine feminine Shakti stars, okay? I'm not going to read Kundalini, divine feminine power. They have to do with parts of the lion's body. I believe the paw and another part. And I'm not going to read the star content. I just want you to know this is a cazimi flanked by 2 very auspicious and powerful lioness stars. And over here, you see Urania, the muse of astrology and astronomy, and I think poetry, song, and dance. But just go with the word muse, right? There is a muse up here. And everything to do with Leo is about our heart. Urania is about the aerial phenomena, UFO stuff. I already predicted the new moon, and Leo will lead to 6 months of massive revelations and disclosures about UFO type phenomena. Go listen to my Leo new moon video for that. And that's coming because, of course, right after this cazimi, on the 13th, on the 16th, there's going to be a new moon in Leo with asteroid Urania here. But in a deeper meaning of the word muse, a muse is something that inspires us, right? We hear the voice of the muse. And Leo has to do with courage and the heart and coming to the heart of the matter, one's heart, basically. So where is the muse in your heart trying to be drawn into the narrative? Because, this is something that's only been available for the world since 1987, August, with a direct motion superior conjunction of Venus and the sun at 29 degrees of Leo. And as Venus continues over the years, she's moving down, 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 right? Towards the early degrees. Every 4 years, she meets with the sun. This is a retrogradation version, which happened in 1991, 1999, 2007, 2015, and is happening again now. These retrogrades are more powerful in some ways because she's between the Earth and the sun, and therefore she's closer to Earth and she's moving there slowly, slower, and so she's got more power. And also she's in Leo this time around, like early June the 5th to October the 4th, around there, October the 9th. God, my brain's off with the COVID thingy, sorry. But the gist of it is she's never spent 4 months in Leo, bound within Leo since 1987. So she's been infusing herself with Leonine qualities, courage, daring, performative energy, creative energy. So how do you want to be more creative, more courageous, more inspired, more muse driven, more heart centered in your life? All of this stuff up here. And that is all connected in some way to healing. I really want to say, look at the healing story. For America, this sextiles the asteroid America at 20 degrees of Libra, balance, harmony, and peace in Venus's sign on the day of the cazimi, the healing of America, like the book by Marianne Williamson, forming a finger of God to Ascelpia, the god of healing, health, medical procedures. There's a story going on here. Do I know exactly what it is? No. Certainly the U.S. Congress has been having a lot of hearings on lately, Michelle Walensky and the WHO handling of the pandemic, a lot of mistrust in American and other parts of the world, populaces towards now governments regarding control, misinformation around severity, say, of a pandemic and situations that may have to involve big pharma, and also legislation that was overbearing. And so there's going to be a healing because there's a big rift, distrust now amongst the general populace about what had happened. Looking back through the rearview mirror, it looks like a lot of people feel they were duped into taking a vaccine that never did prevent transmission. It's not going to save your grandma. Being job withheld, travel bans, etc., that may not have been needed. And so what we see here is there's some healing, this new moon beginning, this cazimi, focused on America, and then in a finger of God that I cannot draw in here. Well, I can try to annotate it for you. Why not? Let's do the annotation button. You guys have to laugh at how bad I am at this because everyone says there's a shortcut that I don't know. So let me try the shift button. No, it's not working. Someone should hit shift and it would make it straighter, but it doesn't work on my Mac. Shift button did not make my annotation into a hard ass line. That's a finger of God. Okay. And basically that's like a kind of difficult but divinely orchestrated mission orientation type of aspect pattern that involves sacrifice and also yet yields incredible significant results. So there's something going on here where the healing is happening through Asclepia at the tip of the finger of God. Now, Asclepia is the healer of the great ancient world. He could even raise the dead. He was mentored by Chiron right over here. And so there's a Chiron story we're going to be talking about for your sign. And basically, we're looking at this often involved in medical stuff. Like when you see Asclepia or Hygeia over here, opposite Hygeia, opposite Venus and the sun, cazimi, we're looking at medical systems, right? Whether it's like, big government medical or doctors and nurses on the ground or hospitals or medical interventions or medical medicines. We're looking at all of those stories. It's really thick in this Venus cazimi. These stories are very active here in the sky. So we do see that Venus is combating or opposite sort of a governmental energy. See, Aquarius is we the people, and Saturn was there during the pandemic. Now he's moved on to Pisces. So control of the people, hygiene, health regimes, hygiene, masking, social distancing, rules, Saturn and Aquarius, that all happened during the pandemic. And this energy is being healed by Venus and connected to the asteroid America. Now that forms what's called a wedge. Hygeia opposite Venus, wedging out to America. Libra, justice. So maybe there's going to be some civil suits, lawsuits, some government accountability stuff, kind of like the trials. Sometimes we need the Nuremberg trials, but trials, legal matters. That's going to try to heal the rift that's been ongoing since the pandemic between people and politicians, between big government and the people. Okay. In America in particular, this is addressed for America. Now, second of all, for each of us, it's not all about America. For each of us, it's about Chiron here. That's most important. Chiron in the sign of Aries, which you can only be in once every 50 years or so, is trining this cazimi, or the cazimi is trining Chiron. This is opening up a fire trine energy of healing. And yet it forms as well that wedge to Hygeia right here. So we get another wedge or orientation through this part of the sky. Now it's getting really hard to see what I'm doing. So we're going to stop the annotation. But I'm going to tell you all about your sign, and we're going to talk about annotation. And I got to get rid of all those little things that I created. And let's see if I can figure that out. You guys laugh at this, but I am so not techie. Annotate. Should just be a clear button, right? Yeah, clear. So here we go. We're going to do all signs. And I'm hoping my sister will have a chance to timestamp this. Otherwise, I'll be doing it because it's going out on the actual cazimi day. I'm only having a chance to record it early for my Patreon community a day early. But they do get this content uploaded directly to Patreon for $5 a month, ad-free forever and ever. So if you don't like ads and you want to watch me ad-free for $5 a month and always get access to the content before the public, usually way more than a day before, I'm just not doing too well with pushing off COVID, I think, then you're welcome to jump into my Patreon community. Always quit if you don't like it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop the share for a sec and remind you, if you want to like and subscribe, it does help the channel grow. I do appreciate it. And I also want to say that I am going to be going through this with the eye to tell you a simple story. Because there is this flow to Chiron. Chiron isn't just about physical healing. Hygeia, Ascelpia, so that can be more medical. Chiron is deeper than that. It's like this wounded centaur, had a wound that wouldn't heal. So it's got a part of the thing, the healer who cannot heal himself, because he was the mentor of healers and heroes. And there was a sacrificial story involved in this narrative, and I won't get into it. But it is a place of deeper meaning. When we can work on this place of woundedness within ourselves, whatever in our life that is the wound, a wound, we have more than one, then they produce our gifts. Our deepest wounds produce our deeper gifts. And there's a saying in the Prophet by Jalil Gibran, that our sorrow carves a space for our joy, and the deeper our sorrow, the greater our joy. Well, we're going to have gifts, or you should honed in the fire of life, and life's difficulties, circumstances, and challenges that bring those gifts to the surface. So I want you to also think about, when I talk about healing here, that Chiron can be opening up you to your gifts as well, your true or sacred gifts, your original medicine for the world, your original purpose for being here, the meaning of your life, your purpose as well. And I'll talk about that as we go through all signs. I'm going to go back to the screen. I know a lot of you like to look at me instead, but my sister is timestamping on the fly for me, and I want to make sure that she's able to do that. And if she can see the screen that I'm showing you, she just watches that wheel spin. Some of you always ask the same question. Nothing wrong with that, because I know you're all learning astrology. But if you're watching me, say, in a live premiere, and you come in and you go, what sign are we on? Just look to this part of the sky, the 9 o'clock position. That is this symbol here, we have to know your symbols, but that is Sagittarius. So it's as simple as looking to that part of the sky, you know, the 9 o'clock position when you're looking at my recording, and that's what sign we're on. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about this cazimi with the arc of healing. Think about it 9 months after and up to 4 years later, a profound, powerful healing. Chiron has not been able to meet Venus here in order to support this kind of cazimi because he only got here in 2019. And therefore, this is a brand new story for the world and for each of us individually. We're going to start with Aries, okay, and make it simple. That's always a handy one because people expect Aries to be first. So, all right, Aries, sun, moon, and rising. So what's being healed here is that you have Chiron in the house of your identity, and maybe you've been feeling like an outsider, like a non-belonger, like ill at ease in your own skin somehow since 2019 as Chiron entered here, and he's not leaving until 2026. But I would say that Venus is opening up a gateway for a successful healing of some sense of unbelonging, non-belonging, or just feeling maybe that you are somehow the outsider in life. And a chironic wound can also have been physical health challenges since 2019. This sky is flowing. Chiron is flowing to Venus in your 5th house of the Muse, inspiration, children, sexuality, and romance. It's almost as if I could say that play, fun, children, sexuality, romance, creativity, and inspiration with the Muse can heal your sense of non-conforming belonging or identity crisis of some sort. So dive into those directions, but you don't have to try to do it. Venus will help you with that. It's not like you have to follow my instructions. You'll be drawn to more creativity, play, fun, sexuality. Now, if you're a pregnancy, children, a child can be very healing for you. It says that somehow if you want to get pregnant, Aries, sun, moon, or rising over the next 9.5 months, this could be extraordinarily positive for you. Now, also, if you're somebody who's an entrepreneur, independent business enterprise can be 5th house matters, and this can really inspire you to up-level your entrepreneurial skill set over the next 9.5 months, but even beyond that, 4 years, in a way that really starts to heal your sense of identity crisis. Maybe you align your identity with inspiration, Muse, and true enthusiasm, the joy of life, that spark in the 5th house. Okay, this is a very short video, so we're just going to go through the idea of where this healing is. You might notice, though, that Hygeia is opposite, and this other little asteroid I popped in here, which is Chariklo, another healing energy. They are opposite this 5th house, and so sometimes the friends that you hang with are not healthy for you, and your larger social groups aren't the best for you. And so some of you may be realigning those social groups and networks over the next 9.5 months and the next 3 years for them to be far more in alignment with your truest purpose and more wholesome for you in some way. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising sign. So what we have here is Venus in the heart of the sun in your 4th house, delivering flow and ease and healing to that 12th house. Now, the 12th house is often your own sabotaging, self-undoing sort of behaviors, patterns, and addictions. It's where you fall away from yourself. And now you're going to fall away from yourself a lot less. A lot of Tauruses are giving up an addiction that has been a wound. And you might be a big addiction, bad habit pattern. You might have begun to be aware of that in 2019 onward. And this is opening up like a 4-year window to heal this, but also more acutely a 9.5 month window. And there's also a potential here for some kind of restoration of innocence about childhood, the way you grew up, about your family of origin, and maybe really connecting in a deep and more meaningful way to the ancestral line to align yourself with purpose as it applies to the ancestors that are cheering you on. Also, home, new beginnings, new starts. This is definitely for a lot of you, especially if your floating IC is in the 4th house, going to lead you to a new home. And so you may find a new home in the 9.5 months that follow. And it may be even connected to foreign countries or foreigners or foreign lands. You may room with a foreigner. You may get a roommate with a foreigner. You may move to a foreign land. You may rehome to a foreign country. Chiron 12th house is in the house of the foreigner and foreign shores. And this new beginning is very powerful. Don't forget those stars are there, the Muse is there. A new home is going to be very inspiring for you. Don't feel afraid of a move. It's very possible a very successful move emerges in the 9.5 months and even the larger 4 years of this incredibly powerful cazimi in your 4th house. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. In the sky, the cazimi is anchored in your 3rd house. Now, don't forget, you've been having cazimis here since 1987. This Venus cazimi, however, is trining the healer, Chiron. Also, original medicine, purpose. Something is trying to heal. It may require a sacrifice. You may sacrifice great gains from your career, 11th house. You may sacrifice friendship circles. You may release or have to heal those friendship circles, or even your deepest wishes and dreams for your life. And this healing is opening up through that 3rd house of siblings, cousins, journeys, travels, websites, communication, writing. And if you are at all a Gemini who likes to write, and what Gemini doesn't, or Virgo as well, this is very critical to say maybe writing can really soothe you, bring you more prosperity, heal your wishes and dreams for your life, and even maybe potentially bring you more purposeful great gains in the path of your career. Having that opposition from Hygeia in the 9th house can mean that there is something that is needing to be hygienically repaired. Where's your hygiene in the 9th house of your beliefs? What do you believe? What's your spiritual philosophy? And how can you bring this healing of your spiritual philosophy, your belief in life, the meaning of your life, and your dharma to bear on creating a kind of a deep, purposeful way of creating gains in your career, but also maybe more aligning your truest self with your purpose in life as it applies to influencing larger groups of people, where Chiron sits, making you more apt to approach life as a guide, a mentor for other people than you normally would think of yourself. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. So the cazimi, which has been happening every 4 years since 1987, is once again in your 6th house, a 2nd house of earnings, income, possessions, food you eat. You could heal your diet style again. You could change your money style again. You could create a new path for financial gain yet again. Here we see Chiron, though, for the first time in your life, really, 50 years ago, it depends how old you are, traveling through the sign of Aries since 2019 and will be here until 26. But this is offering up the turning point for this story, where your truest gifts and talents and powers and skills and purpose and original medicine you're here to offer the world is going in your career and reputation space, is going to come into synchronization with what Venus wants for you, which is more money, more pleasure, maybe even a chance to buy the luxuries of life over the next 9.5 months and 4 years. So for any Cancer risings who've been feeling that maybe their career path hasn't really gone in a direction of true purpose, this is now no longer probably true. They've got some tension across the way, of course, from Hygeia in the 8th house. This can be like that partner money, the savings, the 401k, and you have to do some hygiene here. Clean up your partner money, clean up your 401k money, clean up your investment money, clean up your inheritance money, get all this stuff straightened out, hygiene, right? And that lends itself in a wedge formation to a breakthrough in that career space, where you're really on purpose, and you're going to generate more money. Listen, like no doubt about it. Over the next 9.5 months, you'll see what I mean. That's the playbook for the next 4 years. Divine Shakti on your money story. Divine Feminine. That's those stars that are sitting with Venus. Now, I wonder, I see my sister's cats escaped. I'm going to pause the recording. Just going to pause the recording. I'll be right back. Give me a sec. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. If you're in the live premiere with me, this will be premiering on Saturday, hit the bell. Yeah, hit the like button and help my channel grow, and send me good energy that I'm not coming down with COVID 2.0. Thanks, guys. Woo, moving on. Yes, I'm on vacation, okay? But you can't stop doing YouTube videos. It kills the algorithm. And you may as well just like, I don't know, torpedo the ship. So I'm not seeing clients, but I have to keep doing YouTube videos. And I know this, I'm an algorithmic hacker. And I can tell you, I've watched other YouTubers do it. And they don't take a vacation, they burn out, they take some time off, they try to get back in. And it's like you've let the fish off the hook and it doesn't work. It does not work. Okay, so yes, I may be sick, I may be traveling on vacation, but I'm not quitting my YouTube channel because you will never see me in your feed anymore and my channel will not grow and I will quit my channel. So even when I'm not feeling well, I'm on my YouTube channel, or even when I'm on vacation. Thanks for hitting the like button. Shout out to all my regulars who may be watching me today. You know who you are. Pharaoh Writer, Misbehaving, LA Taylor, Ace of Spades, Jupiter 8, Stephen the Jupiterian, Mercury with the Message, Our Soul Songs, Purple Table Tarot, and more and more. I know I'm missing a lot of you. Thank you so much for continually supporting my channel and cheering me on. Let's go back to the story that I was telling you with the visual. All right, so I was just finishing up with Leo. Did I finish with you? Uh-oh. Let me think about that. No, I didn't. We're starting with you. So Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, this cazimi of Venus every 4 years starting in 1987 has been happening in the house of you. You are revising your identity. You are changing your identity because you're refreshing the screen, the odometer reset every 4 years. But you're learning to fall back in love with yourself, your big open Leo heart, your performative heart, your big bold hair, all of that. You're just expanding outward and Venus touches base with you, allowing you to touch in with inner beauty and outer beauty every 4 years and reset that. I bet you can go 1987, add 4 years, 4 years, 4 years every summer, and you change your hairstyle, your wardrobe, or something. Now, this Venus cazimi is happening in a beautiful, with Shakti divine stars, Tania, Australis, and Borealis for divine Shakti, Kundalini, all that good energy, divine mother energy, flowing to the Chironic purpose story and healing story in the ninth house of your purpose dharma, and the ninth house of God, the ninth house of higher education, the ninth house of foreign travel and foreign shores. All of these areas are on, and courts and legal matters are on healing notice in the 9.5 months that follow and the 4 years that follow this cazimi, the egg yolk and the egg white version. You may look at this as a chance to travel in a very healing way, to study with a mentor, a teacher, or a guide, or even just accrue a teacher, mentor, or guide in your life over the next 9.5 months to 4 years. That can even be a therapist with Chiron. But also you may be healing something to do with how you see your life and how you align with your dharma and how you activate your life's gifts in a more meaningful way. And you may be also realigning your spiritual philosophy over the next 9.5 months. But you're healing something. And you're bringing hygiene and more healing attention to your marriage, significant partnerships in your life, also business and client and audience. And, the hygeia means you could attract, a healer to you that could also lend itself to helping you align with your purpose. Okay. But you also may be doing some hygiene, cleaning up your marriage, cleaning up your business partnership. Maybe some of them aren't the right person for you. And finally, Chiron in the ninth house. If you are a Leo in the book publishing industry at all, like trying to get something published, this could be an opening for you in the 9.5 months and 4 years that follow. I think I might have gone short on you, Leo. I'm apologizing, but I need to take a downtime break in the sun. All righty. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. The energy here is a cazimi every 4 years since 1987 of Venus in the heart of the sun in your 12th house of self-undoing, falling away from yourself, self-sabotage, even addictions, sometimes also solitary confinement and hospitals and a need to be alone. Also, maybe your deeper soul work. So you've been going through this reset since 87. Depending on your age, it'd be meaningful as a reset around addictions or bad habits or patterns. Because foreign lands and foreigners are here, some of you also reset around those themes every 4 years. This one is to heal something in your 8th house of secrets, your 8th house of shared resources and finances with another person, like a spouse or a business partner. This also is your inheritances. that you may have, and maybe even money that you make through investments. And now you're trying to bring a chironic healing and a deeper purpose to the 8th house. Now, secrets in the family can be connected to your 8th house, or secrets in your marriage or marriage type relationship. And this is to heal some of those secrets, maybe even divulge them. Certainly, as a Virgo rising, with Lord Mercury currently trundling through Virgo, you may be the one who speaks out truth to your partners, to your business partners, to your audience, to reveal something that needs to be healed from the house of secrets. But in the essence, this reset is very powerful because the divine feminine Shakti stars are involved and a near perfect trine to Chiron. Yes, Chiron's retrograde, so he's going to come back to that degree and really activate that later on. But it's a bigger theme than a few days. It's a theme of the next 9.5 months and also 4 years. Also look to things that are happening here in your 6th house of health protocols, routines for your health, and work routines that may be at odds with a sense of wellness in your life, and you need to do some some hygiene around the colleagues, the coworker space. Maybe you need to quit a job that's not good for you, or you may have to change your diet or exercise style. And this cazimi is showing you how to do that, especially if you have any addictive substances that are in the way of your better health and your thrival in life. And, the healing, chironic healing in the 8th house is tricky because it's an invisible house. It may be a very deep unconscious healing, like a dream or a reverie or meditation or a shamanic journey or something that really just turns the corner on some pattern of undoing yourself that is getting ready to end, and you're no longer going to be experiencing that in your life. All right, Libra, sun, moon, and rising. A cazimi in your 11th house. Yet again, since 1987, every 4 years, every summer, this has been occurring. Hopefully you listened to the intro. And Chiron is trying to support you in healing all things to do with business partners, love and significant marriage type partners, monogamous partners, and the way you reach out to your clients, audience, or marketplace. Chiron can also be saying, I'm going to help you by bringing you a guide, mentor, healer, or teacher in the 9.5 months that follows this cazimi that helps you break through in creativity, entrepreneurship, and other such matters of the 5th house, or in relationship to lovers and children. For some of you Libras, this can really be a turning point in the wounded way you engage in primary love relationship and sexual romantic relationship. As Hygeia in your 5th house suggests, it is time to do some hygiene and heal something fundamental here, with Chariklo bringing even miracle healings to this energy field. I'm wondering if some of you also may have experienced some sort of difficulty with friendship groups and circles where, this is friendship circles and groups of belonging are kind of at odds with what Chiron's trying to achieve in your 7th house of marriage. Some of you not odds, flowing towards what you're trying to achieve in your marriage. So it's almost like if you and a significant marriage partner can find new groups of friends, new groups of belonging that really inspire both of you, it can really bring you closer together if that's needed, right? You might want to make great gains from your career. Why am I not making more money? Why am I not financially flourishing? This can also support that. The moon at the time of the cazimi will have been actually directly in your 10th house of career. And there's an energy here of saying, maybe by healing something to do with your deepest wishes and dreams and hopes for your life, in alignment with what the client, marketplace, audience really need or want, you can expand your career gains over the next 9.5 months and the next 4 years as well. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising. Let me take a sip of my water. Alrighty. In your sky, Scorpio, you have a cazimi every 4 years since 1987 August in your career space. You keep renewing, resetting, regenerating energies in your career space, changing jobs, changing career focus, whatever, and trying to expand and grow something new that Venus approves of. And this cazimi is full of divine Shakti and super power divine feminine energy with those two stars with her up there. And the reset also involves that inspiration. Where's the muse for poetry, music, song, yada, yada. Where's your muse? Where's your muse getting all fired up or not in your career space and your heart being activated? And so what's the big question mark? Where can you be inspired in the reputation, work, and career part of your sky? And your visible actions in the world, your praxis. How can you find true motivation and inspiration? And Venus is flowing to the chironic healing energy, where your gifts can be, but also your wound in the work you do in the world, your job. Is it the right job for you? Is the colleague space, coworker space, the right space for you? Some of you may need to rent a new home or change your home. Hygeia is looking for home hygiene. What do you need to heal at home, in the home, about your childhood, about the way you grew up, about your ancestors, about your mother relationship, so that you may flourish in your career space and heal something in that work environment. Service, Chiron is in the house of how we bring service to the world, and it can be a positive thing, not just drudgery. You're looking for work and service that feels like soulful and true, but you may have to do some childhood wound healing or heal something about the space you're living in that can support you in this new endeavor of thrival in your career, alignment of your purpose with your career and work. And this is Venus will show you the way in the next 4.5 years, but also more acutely in the next 9.5 months. Alrighty, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. Venus is in the heart of the sun every 4 years since 87 in your 9th house of God. Book publishing, foreign lands, court matters and visas, and also the deepest meaning of your life dharma and your religious and spiritual philosophy. A lot of Sages have been meandering on their spiritual philosophies, changing their button on what they believe. A lot of changes of belief going on here for you guys over the last 1987, every 4-year reset. Here we go again. But Chiron in your 5th house wants to bring you in alignment with the soul spark. What brings you joy? What brings you inspiration? What brings you enthusiasm? Where are the pleasure and fun of being alive? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? You're wounded here. Since 2019, you're going, why am I getting out of bed in the morning? I don't know. What is life worth living? Where's my joy? And now Chiron in the connection with this cazimi is trying to find a deep meaning of your life that brings you joy. And it could involve a move to a foreign land. It could involve the publication of a book. It could involve matters to do with spiritual philosophy that aligns more deeply with who you really are, so that you can be inspired, creative, and have fun in life. You might need a romance to bring you into life. And Chiron is trying to heal your romantic wounds or your wounds with children and pregnancy and fertility that have been ongoing since 2019 to 2026. But this is a turning point. It is a deep turning point around those 5th house wounds being restored and healed for you. Hygeia means to bring some healing or hygiene to your 3rd house of siblings, trips, travels, cousins, online world, local neighborhood. Some of you may want to heal that because you do have potential for a neighborhood change, if not a country change, as a result of this particular star point. It would be good for you to consider the question, if I had nothing obstructing me in my creativity, Chiron in the 5th house, what would I do that I'd feel was meaningful and purposeful? That's also an act of creation. Whether it's creating a baby, creating a website, creating an entrepreneurial business, or creating a piece of art, what would you do? Okay, get your muse on, basically. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. Well, here we go, Capricorn. This is going to be, since 1987, every 4-year Venus reset button on love and money stories, but in this case, money in your 8th house. It can be love if it's secret love affairs. Go back to 1987 and add 4 years, right? 91, add 4 years, 95. My brain won't think. 1995, 1999, 2000. My brain won't think right now, right? Just add 4 years from every August of 1987, because for you, that could be incursions into mistress land if you're a guy, or your partner having secret love affairs, you having secret love affairs. You're prone to this. This is not going to go away. Venus will keep resetting here until you die. But if it's not about secret love affairs because you're healing something, you have to go back. If you have been prone to being cheated on or cheating on others, Chiron in your fourth house of childhood is going to try to stabilize that and heal that childhood wound that may have led you into passive, unrequited love, infidelities, etc., or your partners. You're going to heal that forever. Chiron, though, in your fourth house, ever since 2019 through to 26 means you don't feel like you belong anywhere. You're not sure where you should nest. Where's your root? Where do you want to root yourself? You're unrooted. You feel deeply unrooted, and you're looking for your root and where to settle, basically, and where to anchor yourself. And this Venus cazimi can bring you a solution to that. You may find in the 9.5 months and broader 4.5 years, a true home. You know that old Dr. Seuss, are you my mother? Are you my mother? Are you my home? Are you my home? That's the question. You may find your true home here. Now, also, you're deeply able to heal any leftover garbage from growing up in your childhood, with your mom and dad and siblings, whatever gunk was in that childhood. It's time to restore, heal, remove the wound. Eighth house is chunky money. It's your inheritances. It's money that you get from selling property. It's money that you get from legacy wealth. It's money that you get from sharing with a spouse. It's money that you get from alimony and spousal support. This is being healed. This is a reset. Healing on those money fronts is in play. Venus is giving you a strong signal, though, that land, property, and real estate and inheritance, legacy wealth are going to be very much a positive development over the next few years, next 4 years for sure. Look to clean up your hygiene when it comes to your spending and your savings. Your second house monies are being hygiened into hygiene mode. Also, what you put in your mouth and eat. I know it sounds a little different topic, but look closely to what you eat and don't eat things you shouldn't eat, because it can also fortify a greater healing around all the money and deeper financial stories going on. It sounds like a stretch, but it's what this guy is saying. But it's still fiscal hygiene. Don't spend so much. Hygiene your second house, tidy up your savings, start to put money aside, or start to earn money. If you're not earning money, it's time to start earning money. So there's a lot going on in that second house, but it looks very positive. All said and done, you're cleaning up some stuff there. Charcoal can bring you some miracles as well. So a financial miracle on the 9.5 month horizon is very possible. Stock market investments are the eighth house. Be cautious. Venus is invisible. You can't see her. Do not invest right here. She'll be visible sometime around the 21st of August, I believe. Then it's a bit safer. Alrighty. But stock investments can be blessed here, especially if they involve land, property, real estate, or your investments can allow you to purchase land, property, and real estate, or something like that. I'm one of you, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. Here we go. We have this reset button in our marriage house. This is also clients, audience, marketplace, business partners. It's 1987, reset. Since 1987, as an Aquarius rising, I've had 2 marriages. One that started in 1987, basically, and here we go, 2 since then. So we do a lot of resets here, Aquarius. We also have in this reset button in our marriage house, Venus, trining Chiron, healing, deeply restoring what it is that may have been beleaguering us when Chiron began to transit our third house in 2019, and it ends in 26. Now, third house can be about writing, communicating, our neighborhood we live in, childhood friends, cousins, and siblings. And maybe it sounds like a stretch to say those things need to be healed in order to fortify a marriage type house, for example, but they do. I remember writing a book called How to Love, and it was after my marriage 20 years ended, and it really is exactly what I tried to do. I'm writing a book about serial monogamy in the wake of a long marriage. So writing, journaling, expressing, communicating are all ways you can begin to restore some goodness to your life. Now, if Chiron's moving regarding long-term committed love, Chiron moving to your third house is kind of interesting, because if you are at all involved in professions that require travel, or you like to travel, there's been a wound here since 2019. Of course, a pandemic hit. I'm an Aquarius rising and I was not vaccinated, so I couldn't travel within my country on a train or a plane for almost 2 years. So woundedness around short distance travel and trips has been true for me, but maybe some of you Aquarians can also express that as well in other ways where you've been travel wounded. That's healing here as well. You can get back to some travel, shorter distance in particular. Now, the other thing I'd say is that the chironic wound is embedded in a younger sibling house, technically. So you may have a deeper healing in a relationship with a younger sibling that also fortifies your connection to your audience or marketplace. Just an example. Hygeia, you need to clean up your own health, right? Hygeia is moving through the house of your body. I'm one of you. I think I'm very well coming down with COVID as I speak. I had it last September. My partner James had it and I got it from him, I'm pretty sure. So it just keeps on keeping on. It's a gift that never keeps on giving. Yes, I wasn't vaccinated. No, I wasn't deadly ill. I just had a headache for 3 days. But, here I go maybe again. So we're looking at a lot of Aquarian energy in this cazimi being focused on healing our body, healing our identity, cleaning up hygiene around how we heal, how we do things to keep ourselves healthy, basically. And with Ascelpia in the house of what we eat, our food style will be highlighted and our ingestion of substances will be a focal point of a deeper healing. Now, some people are going to say, whoa, Venus cazimi in my marriage house, will my marriage end? Not necessarily. Venus cazimi in my marriage house and I'm dating someone, will it end? Not necessarily. It can deepen the relationship, take it to a new level. But if you have begun dating somebody when Venus was retrograding, then when she pulls into direct motion, often that destabilizes that relationship. So I'm giving you a heads up. Dating isn't really the seventh house. It's once you're in a committed love story that we're talking seventh house matters, okay? Dating is more of a sixth house matter, and casual sex could be a fifth house matter. All right, moving on to the last sign. This is Pisces, sun, moon, and rising. Oh my God, I can't wait to get done and, I don't know, lie on the grass outside and hopefully there's some sun left while I nurse my COVID body. Potentially, I'm not going to go there. I'll let you guys know in the next video if I pulled off enough vitamin C, zinc, and oregano oil and garlic to fend this baby off. Now, if you are a Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, you have Venus in your work and health house. This is a reset on health matters for sure. This is a reset on work matters for sure. Sixth house matters are getting their every 4-year reset that began in 1987. If you're a Pisces, sun, moon, and rising, you had a lot of changes of work, colleague, coworker, space, helpers, assistants, maybe pets even. A lot of shifts in your pets, pets and small domestic animals. A lot of shifts in your sixth house of rentals and renting properties as well. So you've been doing a lot of that energy, change, Venus reset. And here we go again. It was 1987 at 4 years. You keep resetting every August. Chiron has been traveling through your money house, right? Since 2019, you feel wounded about your earnings, savings, money, possessions. You feel wounded. You feel like you got to heal this thing. I don't know what it is, but a lot of you are going to feel wounded financially. I can speak to a few Pisces I know, and that's how they feel. This is going to help you heal that, but you're also going to be able to heal your body and your health through things you eat and ingest and changing your food style. Absolutely. It's almost like you could have an eating disorder since 2019, overeating or undereating because of this chironic wound. And now you're going to restore balance here. Now, we do see Hygeia, the god of hygiene, also medicine in your 12th house of self-undoing. So how you undo yourself, you're going to heal it. Because it's also about work. This is foreigners, foreign forests, foreign lands, Venus in the house of work, Chiron in the second house of earnings. Maybe there's going to be in this wedges forming with Chariclo, a miracle opportunity coming from a foreign land, foreigner, to make some money by finding some new work, job, path, career, service in the 9.5 months that follows the cazimi and in the larger 4-year cycle. If you have a pet that is older, ailing, and Hygeia in the 12th of hospitals is opposite, like think dog hospital, cat hospital, this could signal, yes, the ailing pet may not be doing well and may become worse, right? Venus is invisible in the heart of the sun. She's dying. So, you could say that a pet could pass here, but a very auspicious passing in some ways, Venus in the heart of the sun energy. A new pet as well could be coming to you from a foreign country in the 9.5 months that follow. Time for your Chihuahua from Mexico or your salvage dog from Siberia or whatever. Pet rescues. if I had any advice for you guys on this one, it'd be like, really know that, like, Asclepia is going through the house of your body. It's time to really look at healing anything in your body you need to heal. And maybe you are a healer, Asclepia, raise the dead, miracle healer, trained by Chiron, moving through the house of you. In what ways are you able to be a healer? And if you are a healer, how do you do that in this life? What kind of healing? Healing doesn't have to be, be healed. It could be healing words, healing teachings, healing writings, healing services of some sort. All right. I am totally, totally done. Thanks for listening. Do I look like I have COVID yet? Take care. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you're still watching in the live premiere, I forgot to remind you guys all the way through. I'm just not on my game today to hit that like button. I was traveling through on Northern Ontario, Canada, and I got these really cool earrings. I'm not even sponsoring this person. I think she's from New Liskeard, Ontario. And I just love them in this little shop in Temagami, and I just couldn't resist buying them. So you guys know I'm a real jewelry lover, and I'm going to be helping share a jewelry brand that I really love soon. I'm just waiting for them to get the sample jewelry to me, and you'll be seeing me wearing some sponsored jewelry in the near future. Yeah, I love this too, this kind of stuff, right? Have a wonderful day. I know. A wonderful cazimi, 9.5 months ahead. I'll see you in the next video. I might be recording that one on August 12th or 13th, and that will probably be the blue moon that's coming up at the end of the month, and also Mars's ingress into Libra. 2 separate videos still on the way. Have a great day, everyone. Hit that like button, help me grow. Pretty please.